to this new episode. The question we received this week is, how do I, as a parent, flourish at the home front as well as at the work front? And I think there's no better person to take this question than my good friend and also my executive coach, Chris Hogan. I'm here in San Jose with Chris Hogan and his wife, Anne. And together, they have 11 children. To me, they are one of the most fruitful, productive individuals I've met in terms of at the home front and the work front. I thought to ask Chris Hogan his thoughts about how he's able to flourish as a father, but at the same time excel at what he does as an executive coach.
Well, I've tried to prioritize my life according to the relationships that matter most to me. So, as my spouse, my children at work, and the people who I spend time with over the weekends. And so you can't spend the same amount of time with each of those people, but if you figure out what is the 80-20, the vital few things that really get you the biggest results. So each of those relationships has a certain way in which you can show up in a meaningful way to those people. And just with children, I remember I would be coming home in those early years when your children are so glad to see you. You're glad to see them, they're glad to see you, they're grabbing you and you're hugging them. And one day I realized they weren't coming out and greeting me. Can you imagine, having 6 or 7 children greeting you, and the next day they're not greeting you as quickly and as excitedly. And I remember asking Anne, why aren't they coming out? She says, well, honey, sometimes you're on your cell phone and they don't know that you're as happy to be with them as they are to be happy to be with you. And I remember thinking, wow, I need to start putting this phone away. So, nowadays there's times that I may forget or not do that. But the big times when I'm coming home, especially from trips, that letting them know that. And in the morning time, just letting my children know when I come down, I purposely and intentionally decide my children will know that I'm glad to be with them. So when I come down the steps, my face and my countenance lets them know I'm glad to be with you. And that's one of the things that they need to know. And then it makes them at peace to be able to share things with me and be available to them. We have a chair that if they ever sit in that chair, or we have a talking stick, we call it, that if they grab that stick, that means I need to put my phone down and see them, hear them, understand them, show that I care about them and I delight to be with them so that we can face the challenge together, and I'm there to support them. And so there's different ways that we figured out with my wife, my children, in the workplace, the people that I coach. How do I show up in ways that are meaningful to them?
Okay. Can you describe an example at the work front, and how do you show up meaningfully for your coach sessions?
When I'm getting ready to coach somebody, I start thinking about them ahead of time. I start thinking about the last few times that we've talked, and I review my notes, and I prepare myself to be excited to be with them in this moment. So I'm ready to greet them, and I'm ready to use good questions to draw them out. What they need from me the most is to clarify what's going on inside of them, the deep issues that are there that need to be drawn out with good questions. And then I have to be in a very relational mode to be able to listen to them to where they feel safe, that they can pour out these key things. So it's really a preparation to be ready, to be relational, and be safe, and to draw them out. And that's what they really depend upon me to be able to do for them.
Great. Any last words to encourage our workforce?
Well, I would say to you that every one of us has value that we add to people, and discovering our unique gifts, our unique talents, the way we were designed to add value to others, and then figure out a way that we can translate that into showing up meaningfully for those people. But we have to find out from them, first of all, how do we add value? What are the things we do? And then willingly offer that. And you'll find that as long as you're adding value, people will always be glad to be around you.
Okay. So I think to summarize Chris's thought about how to flourish both at the work and the family front, it will be to show up meaningfully for your relationships both at the workplace and at the home front. With that, thank you for your time, and we'll see you at the next episode.